Hello, my name is Robert Arzola, and I'll be going over what type of cultural stereotypes are present within this series of The Wire. Now, when it comes down to the series of Season 1, The Wire, there are lots and lots of many instances where we can see many different types of representations of what cultural stereotypes are present within series from episode to episode. This includes the idea of where the majority of people who drug deal and plan their ideas from the area known as the Towers. Now, the Towers are where a lot of people who are seen here, which are slowly introduced into the series, such as D'Angelo and Bubs, as well as many other characters such as Wallace have grown up in. Now, necessarily, they didn't have a choice, so to speak, to be born in this area. Obviously, kids have grown up with the idea that drug dealing, shootings, theft, and revenge were always part of the norm of living a normal life within the Towers. This was used to make money, and in their relative neighborhoods of gangs and friends they met along the way of their lives. Even at such a young age, there's a scene where Wallace is talking to one of his relatives he is taking care of, who is trying to do his schoolwork. But to help him further understand how to do his math homework, he explains it in a way that he can understand better, such as dealing drugs and keeping track of what drugs are coming in and out. Take a look at this clip.
8. Damn, Cyril, look. Goes on. You work in the ground stash. 20 tall pigs. 2 fiends come up to you and ask for 2 each. Another one cops 3. Then Bodie hands you off 10 more. But some white guy rolls up in the car, waves you down and pays for 8. How many vials you got left?
15.
How the fuck you able to keep the count right? You're not able to do the book problem here.
Count be wrong, then fuck you up.
This idea of representation of what kind of childhood these kids have all grown up with really shows how the type of cultural stereotype people in these neighborhoods are bound to be put under in terms of ideas like drug dealing being a major stereotype among people who are living within the Towers, as well as that they do not do the job right, they are to be punished for just a simple mistake. Another idea of a cultural stereotype prevalent within the series of The Wire is of that Kima Greggs, who is a black lesbian investigator, is another crucial figure in terms of homosexuality shown within the series. Greggs is now the target of all forms of prejudice in the black community and the police department, both of which have a negative view of homosexuality. In episode 11, it is shown that the police administration and politicians, in general, are aware of and imply hostility against female homosexuality. The event takes place in Greg's hospital, where her girlfriend is anxiously waiting. Greg's girl is here, and Detective Carver informs Deputy Burrell that someone from the administration should speak to her, but Burrell is confused and believes Greg's is a mother and her girlfriend is the daughter.
The narrative analysis describes the relationship between the story and society or culture. The narrative of the show helps to succeed in telling the story of growing up in the project as African Americans and the struggle that they have with the police, along with how difficult it is to make a change in a city or lifestyle. As you follow the story of the younger black individuals being guided by the higher-ups in the gang, the audience is able to see how society portrays and treats all people in the community. The way cops talk to African Americans, go into the neighborhood to attack random people of color, the way the younger adults communicate within their circles, the way adults communicate between each other, the way the adults communicate with the kids in the projects, the way the cops talk to each other when no one is around. Throughout the show, these aspects are displayed all throughout the episode and are very hard to
Wrong door.
Yeah?
Yeah, switched it yesterday.
G-heads! Fuck out the way. G-heads! Up, motherfucker, up! Turn around. All the way up. Hello. Turn around,
Hey, man. I'm fucking with us, man. Come on, man. Damn, we wasn't even doing shit. Come on, man.
That one. Toss that one to cover. Oh, motherfucker! Huh? How'd I feel? How'd I You're fucked up now. You fucked up. You're good, right? You're good, right? Wait, this for, right? Why you ain't swinging? Why you ain't swinging? Fucked up.
Multiple scenes in the series make good examples of showing the relationship between the story and society or culture. One scene that stuck out to me in this aspect was in Season 1, Episode 3, The Buys. This episode shows a relationship between the story and society due to the aspects from everyday or weak problems in the projects. In this particular season, it is raids. The low-rises are selling drugs for the high-rises when the crew is robbed during the night for the money that they made from the drugs that were being flipped in the projects every day. This leads to show that the cops raid and put an African American in cuffs, regardless if they find anything wrong. The culture of African Americans, not only in the projects but everywhere, shows that they make money illegally through drug sales. This relates the story to society as drugs are a major problem in the black community. Another aspect within the scene is when a character named Body punched a cop and then was beaten by 5 more. Today in society, we view this as something that will ultimately get this black individual killed for this action, as we see actions far worse than this in today's world. Although it is a TV show, these are social challenges that have been around since long before the show was made that they included to the story in an effective way. The formal analysis of TV is how television tells a story. The Wire tells the story of drug wars in the streets of Baltimore between different gangs where the audience watches from the point of view of gang members, policemen, along with ordinary civilians. The genre helped with the concept of this plot, making it a crime television show, allow for the story to be told. The characters help tell the story along with the plot points that they set up for different type of characters, such as showing different motives and viewpoints for several people within the series. The majority of characters in this series are black and following the narrative of African Americans living in the slums or projects. There are even characters within the police department that are African American, as this comes into play a role in a key plot point of the series. Within the same episode, Season 1, Episode 3, The Buys, earlier before raiding the project, policemen within the workforce named Senador changes his appearance with the help of Bubbles. Bubbles informs him on the way he looks, saying he would get caught because his shoes were too clean. As Bubbles helps him complete his appearance, then they go to fulfill the mission of acquiring the drugs from the members. The scene shows not only representation of policemen acting as a different individual for the assignment, but really shows how the African Americans are willing to sell to anyone who provides the money, regardless if they should be selling to these individuals or not. It also showed how certain items are essentials to complete the costume when walking down these streets. Although they are not great representations of the community, they are all familiar within the people that grew up.
What you think?
This your man, huh?
Yeah. Is he low bottom enough for you?
Clothes is tore down enough. You could use a little bit more stains, more dirt. What's this here, man?
It's my wedding ring.
Shit, you married to the needle, boy. That shit been pawned off of you for real. Dead giveaway. You can stand to lose about 20 pounds, some yellow in your teeth, fresh bleeds on your hands.
Okay, so maybe I should go out and shoot up some dope for about a year or two, right? Come back when I can really carry the look off?
I'm just saying, man. The more tore down you look, the better. You don't go down them towers, man, they gonna check everything.
Yo, how about the shoes? I mean, I know you ain't got no problem with the shoes. Fucked up as they are.
Let me see the shoes, man. See? You walking down them alleys of the projects, man, you stepping on the dead soldiers.
Dead soldiers.
Yeah, empty vials. You can't walk down the Baltimore streets without that shit cracking underneath your feet. You wanna know if a fiend for real? Check the bottom of his shoes.
Aesthetic devices help support the analysts through plot points and characters within the storyline of the series. The Wire was a great show, as it is known as one of the most impactful shows within the 21st century. The series was a simulacral realism as it followed situations that could be recognized in society. The representation that The Wire had on the community was positive as it exhibited meaningful cultural diversity within the entire series.